You need some iron and some zinc and some
Damn
magnesium
iron.
and some riboflavin.
Was that English?
Yeah,
Riboflavin,
riboflavin.
whatever it is.
What is
Yeah, it's in like a lot. It's like a vitamin.
supplement?
Yeah,
Just
it's
take
vitamin.
it. You know,
I don't even know how to spell that.
Dude, after seven,
all-
if it's
all
seven
you-
letters, I'm out.
all you
I don't even know what
recovered
the fuck it
addicts.
means.
All you recovered addicts are so worried about what goes in your body. Just take the vitamin. Okay? Jeez Louise.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
You know,
Far cry from how it used to be.
yeah, just fucking take it.
Like you used
you
to
know,
use toilet water to
what-
shoot up. Stop it.
whatever
Is this recording?
happens.
Yeah.
Keep this. Yeah. That's funny as fuck. That's funny as fuck. That's funny.
That is fucking funny.
All right.
Man, when I dislocated my shoulder when I tore my shoulder 3 weeks ago, when we went to the hospital, the doctor's like, I'm gonna get you some pain meds. I was like, no, I don't want to need anything. I don't want nothing. And he's like, what about I said, no. I said, I'm an ex-addict. I will abuse all that shit. I'll be like, oh, it hurts so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a pill person, but I knew. And Destiny, when we left, Destiny was like, man, I'm shocked. She's like, I don't know if I'd have been that strong. I said, well, I am.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Well, you also felt stupid for ripping your shoulder apart doing what you were doing.
Playing football.
Yeah. Why? You're fucking 40 something years old. Stop it. Yeah. Don't do that.
I played
That's
Tuesday.
what happens when 40-year-olds play fucking
I played
football.
Tuesday and couldn't use this arm and still fucking wrecked.
Congratulations. What a badge of honor. All right. Two Addicts and a Moron, episode number 30,
get no
whatever.
fucking respect.
At this point, I don't, 30, what, 8?
8.
38?
38?
38? Yeah, hell yeah. We are all the way back, bringing a whole brand new perspective and somebody from our past, somebody from his present, from our past.
Wait,
I'm
what?
gonna word this.
Yeah, this will all make sense in
There's
a
a
minute.
reason he's right there. Not gonna make a lot of sense, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, clap.
Biggest fan.
Yeah, should be the biggest fan. Get out, get your nose out of the phone, Fairchild. All right. So, like I said, Sean Fairchild, he's a guest from the past. And what is your relationship to Mr. Fairchild?
We're siblings.
Siblings. That is gross.
Brother, sister. Not if you're from Vider. That's all. We're siblings. First cousins, second cousins, doesn't matter.
Whatever.
No, we're dating.
All right.
It's my boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start this by saying we brought you on for a very specific reason. We do want to know your story, but Sean is very near and dear to the two addicts in a moron world, and I needed to fully vet you for our guy, Sean. So I have a series of questions for you right now before we get into this.
Ask away.
What's Sean's favorite color?
Tan. Cream.
Is this true?
Oh, we're failing
one.
right now.
Yeah.
Oh for 1.
Second question.
What is Sean's favorite movie?
Any car movie? Any movie with cars.
Is that half right?
So cars.
Cars.
Dude, that was so vague
Cars.
and doesn't count. You're like, movies with cars in it. There's millions of movies with cars in it. I don't buy it.
The animation one. So, Lightning McQueen.
With Mater?
All right. Well,
Favorite song?
Ooh.
favorite song? That's a good question.
Any song by NBA Youngboy. Probably Now Who by NBA Youngboy.
Okay. Well, we're 1 for 3. Not fucking bad. But you know what? Work on it. My Sean deserves the world.
Asking questions about
And
me.
that's oh, trust me, we by the end of this we're gonna be well acquainted with Miss Aaliyah. You're gonna have some questions too, my friend. All right.
We can always bring
Roles are
the extra
reversed.
mic for the middle.
Hell yeah.
we want.
Well, I'll share a mic with him. We can be like the Temptations and shit on one mic. All right. So, Miss Aaliyah, how long you been sober?
I've been sober for a little more than a year now.
All right.
since like November 7th is a year.
So,
So you just celebrated a sobriety birthday.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
first time ever hitting a year.
that's crazy. How does that feel?
Like it's actually possible. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it feel hopeless at one?
At the
2020?
the very beginning, to be honest, because I was still on like Suboxone when I got out of treatment. I was
Yeah.
on Suboxone for like a few months, even like when we were together, and I was like, okay, it's like time to get off. Because like, why do I still feel like I'm like a little bit high? Like, why do I feel like I'm chasing a high from Suboxone?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. That's huge.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming on. And I failed in a big way because we have a couple traditions. I just try to jump right over them and get into this because, again, moron.
Oh yeah.
So let's do some introductions. Over here in the middle, Joey the Moron.
That you are.
Yeah.
To the left, Jay Klein.
to the right of the moron, Mike Stuboy, Addict, Meth, GHB.
I'm Aaliyah.
Yeah, let's go.
Very original. And, and now on to the second tradition, Jay Klein.
Yes, like we do before every episode, let us get centered, let us get present, bow our heads, close our eyes, and let's do a moment of silence. Let's do a moment of silence
Allergies.
for the addict that's still out there suffering and struggling, the friends and family members that are in it with him, and the addict that unfortunately could not be with us here today. Let's take a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
All right. So, Aaliyah, how long were you in the fight for? How long were you in active addiction?
Honestly, so I've been using since since I can remember, but like it all started with kind of like just smoking weed, drinking, probably dropping some tabs here and there.
Yeah.
And then like it turned to like a full blown like fentanyl addiction out of nowhere. Like when I was like just turned 16.
Whoa.
So I was still in school. It was like COVID, all that good stuff, online school. It was like very on and off throughout like these past years. After like a year, I was like constantly using, but then kind of like my mom found out after like I overdosed at school, and then so she was like, okay, what the fuck is going on with my daughter?
Yeah.
And then so it was just like always like an on and off kind of thing. It was when my mom found out about it, and then like made me like sober up at home, detox at home, and I don't know if you know something about, I know you do,
Yeah.
fentanyl detox at home. That shit
Yeah.
is rough. It's hard. And then like she would always like try to push for me to like be sober, because she would like, she could tell like after she like saw me, she was like, okay, I finally like realized like she's like a drug addict and not just like some teenager that's like buried in her room,
Yeah.
not just some depressed teenager.
Did your mom have any experience with addiction or no?
Yeah, like when I was younger, she told me she would do like exos and like Molly and stuff like that. But we got in like a lot of car accidents, so she had like a slip disc in her back. So she started doing like oxys, and then yeah, she's been through withdrawals before, like opiate withdrawal, but it was like prescription opiate withdrawal. I don't technically know if that makes a difference, but like she knows what withdrawals are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And how old are you now?
I'm 19.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa. Man, that is like terrifying to think about. I got a 16-year-old son. So, I mean, just the fact that you were able to have access to fentanyl
yeah.
is insane.
It's really not hard, right?
No, it wasn't. It honestly was not hard at all. Like, I was dating this one dude that just had access to like everything.
Yeah.
It's like he was not a good person at all. He was like, before me, like I guess he was like in the streets already, but then he was like on probation when we got together. And then so as soon as he got off probation, it was like drugs. Come on,
Yeah.
drugs. Yeah,
And so you're in high school, right? At the time,
yeah. I was a sophomore.
but you weren't. You were online, or
Yeah, so my dad would make me go into school though, like because I have a short attention span. I was always like good in school, but like I couldn't pay attention if there wasn't like someone in front of me telling me like what to do, But
So
there
there's
would be.
there's fentanyl running through the hallways.
I mean, not tech. I was really like the only
Okay.
person. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a scene
Yeah.
of what the.
I have a hard time believing that, though.
Yeah, towards the end, like when I was like a junior, senior, like a senior especially, there was like some other juniors that were like using fentanyl and stuff. Like I would use with them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. By the time you got out, was it more?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure right now it's fucking probably insane.
Yeah.
And how do you, if we rewind the clock to, I know you said you started with pot, usually does. Like, I mean, I always kind of feel like it always starts there. Excuse me. What do you think was like the pinpoint of your addiction? I know you said as long as you can remember, but what exactly were you trying to cover up or accomplish by getting involved in that stuff?
Yeah. So honestly, like, I think a lot of it was me trying to just like not feel anything, which I'm sure it was for like a lot of other addicts too. Like I just didn't want to feel like emotions. I didn't want to be sad or like mad or like angry. I just wanted to be like there, like doing the things I have to do, but not like having to like feel them and stuff. I never knew I was going to be like an addict. I told myself like I'm never going to be because like I guess both of my parents kind of are. So it just, I told myself I'd never be like them. And then I was just like smoking weed. I was like, I can't be addicted to weed. Like that's not even like a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's definitely very real. There's people that are like in treatment trying to like fight weed addiction. I had a sponsee that was like, you know, in rehab for weed.
Controversial topic.
Yeah.
That
very.
one.
That's why I was like,
No, it's cool. Like, I mean, I think it needs to be talked about more, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, what are you using it for? You know, what, and if you're covering up with anything, whether it's fucking a gallon of ice cream, to me, it's like you're still chasing some kind of dragon there.
yeah, because
you
you
know,
get high from it.
yeah,
Like, of course.
right.
Yeah,
It
people are
changes
gonna-
the way you feel. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
my sponsor always says if you have to put something inside your body to make yourself feel better, then you need to ask yourself, why are you putting this in my body?
yeah, for sure. And so, how would you classify like your active addiction as far as a time frame goes? Like, how long would you say you were?
Like how long was I like in addiction for? Like I said, like it was a struggle for like the last, I guess, from till I got sober until I went to rehab at 18, my second rehab at 18. So it kind of went on from 16 to 18. Like there was periods of times where I'd get like 3-4 months sober, but it never lasted because like I was always missing something, but I didn't know what it was. But like now that I've worked the 12 steps, like I know exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And when did it start though? Like, how long ago did that start, or how early did it start for you?
Like my addiction.
Yeah.
Honestly, like after the first 2 months of like consistently doing them, so I had like money to be able to like, you know, get them all the time because like, oh my God, I fucking love these. Like I'm never gonna stop using these. And then like I didn't have them for a day and I was like, oh my God, what is this feeling I'm getting in my hands?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Like, what is that? And then I asked my stepmom, I remember this. I was like, do you get like cold sweats while you're in the shower? Like, do you get chills in like a really hot shower? She was like, no. And I was still 16 at the time. Like I was just about to turn 17. This is like before they all knew about my addiction. And so I was like, okay, that's not normal. I'm having like flu-like symptoms. I look it up on Google and it's like opiate withdrawal. And I was like, fuck. I was like, fuck. I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? I have money, but like I don't have a car. What, like, yeah. And then it just spiraled from there. Because when I ran out of money, it got bad. And then, yeah.
And was that the moment where you realized that you were an addict?
Yeah, that's the moment I realized, like, okay, I need to like get something. Like I need to like problem solve. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do? I was like freaking out, like in my room, just like rocking back and forth on my phone, texting people. I was like, okay, I have security cameras, so they can't like come here and I can't like get it from them. Like I'm stuck on what to do. But I ended up getting them anyways. So
Do you think COVID played a part in you, like?
I think with me getting away with it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wasn't like a happy teenager. Like I wasn't like, I had like a normal childhood, but not really normal. So it was like, I feel like stuff from my childhood was like stuff that I was trying to like cover by using drugs. So like numb, I guess. Yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that, but yeah.
It's insane. That's insane. Like I still keep going back to fentanyl at 16 years old.
Yeah.
Man. That's fucking insane. I have a 16-year-old son right now.
Yeah, my
Like,
sister's 16. And I'm like, dude, you better be on your P's and Q's, bro. Like,
Yeah.
but she's doing fucking great. She does not smoke weed, drink. Like, she has her own car. Like, she makes phenomenal grades. And I'm like, bro, I wish I was like you. Like, I'm kind of jealous of you right now.
So does she know what you had to struggle with?
Yeah, all my siblings know.
So do you, like with her, right, who's like ultra successful and kind of like a model kid to
Yeah.
what you wish that you were?
Yeah.
Do you think she had a good example of what not to do?
Oh, yeah,
like, do you think that was like the way?
Yes, definitely. Like, she saw how bad I got, and then like how bad it got with like my parents and like my family, friends, like just how, deep and dark it got from like, when I was like her age. So she was like, let me not do that.
Yeah.
Let me not do that. Let me do everything she did not do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, still keep an eye on her though.
Yeah, most
Because
definitely.
like it's like, I mean, it seems at that young age, just the quickest, like we talk about moments where people get sober, something that kicks off like their sobriety, right? Like little moments we talk about with Sean and several others, but I feel like it's the same moment that could turn them right to that, you
Yeah.
know, it could happen that quick,
Yeah.
just so.
And she was like my best friend too. Like, we're really fucking close now. Like, I've never been this close with her, but like, she like comes to my apartment. She'll like, she has her car, so she like picks me up, and I'm like, yeah, you're driving this time.
Yeah.
Because I used to drive her everywhere. Like, in the past year, it's just like, honestly, that's one of like my best friends. Other than, I guess,
First of all, that's our best friend. Okay.
Yeah.
It's our
it's
best
That's
everyone's
ours.
best friend.
He belongs to us
Guys,
here.
We can share.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys first. That's something. When I got sober, like my relationships with my family became stronger than they've ever been.
Yeah.
Like they were strong whenever I wasn't an addict, and then as I went through my addiction, like I would show up late for Thanksgiving for 5 hours, or not show up for Christmas, and then I'd blame it on other shit. But I was just because I didn't want to leave from getting high, and then and my relationships was always like, I need to borrow money. It was never like me showing up good. It was always like me needing shit. But now, pop it.
I can't open
Get in there.
Pop it, girl.
Get in there. Here, give it to Mike. Mike,
I
open
know
it
you
for
can
her.
open it.
She loosened it for you.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
And but like my relationships now, like with my brother, with my mom, I mean they're the best that they've ever been. With my daughter, with my daughter's mother. I don't wanna
Yeah.
say ex-wife.
Yeah.
My daughter's mother. It's the best that they've ever been. Is that kind of how your family is now?
1,000%.
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to like see things that I didn't see, obviously, like when I was an addict. I'm like, okay, like these are actually like really good people. They don't fucking hate me. They're just like, trying to help. Like,
Yeah.
they don't think I'm the worst person ever. I'm really close, and like I know how like affected each and every one of them, like in my addiction, and it's kind of like crazy to see. Like when I did some of my amends, my main one was my mom and my stepmom, because I was a fucking bitch to my stepmom, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I have a mom, like I don't need you. Like even before I was an addict, I was just like a complete utter bitch to her. Like, yeah. And
Yeah.
so like when I made my amends to her, it was like just like very just like powerful. Like I don't know how to explain it. It
Yeah.
was just like we sat and had a conversation for like 2 hours, and I'm like, okay, I really fucked you up. Like she has to like go to therapy. Both my parents have to go. Both my moms have to go to therapy now because of me. Yeah.
It's the same. Yeah, we leave a lot of damage behind.
Yeah.
And that's something that sucks whenever you realize like, damn, I fucking caused that much problems for this person.
Yeah.
But I think it can bring you closer to at the end of the day.
Oh,
It sounds like it has.
But getting out in front of it the way that you have, I mean, you're still a baby.
Especially at your
Yeah.
age. That's insane.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget I'm 19.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm still like technically a teenager. Like there's still teen in my
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like, I'm like a big girl, I guess, because like I work a good job. Like I have a car. Well, not a car right now, but my car broke down. It's
Yeah.
pretty shitty. But like, yeah, have my own place and stuff. So it's like I'm a big girl, but like I'm still 19 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I forget a lot of times.
And you sponsor other women, right?
They don't like me because I'm 19.
That's
I
what I
mean,
was about to ask.
yeah.
Like this
That's
whole,
what I
I
was gonna ask.
asked him a very similar thing when he was in here because Sean obviously is like kind of like wise beyond his years. Like
Yes, very.
he like carries him. I mean, looks young, but like the way he carries himself is like as a dude that's been doing this since like the 40s.
Yeah.
You know, like that, like that old soul, right? Like
Bill
it's just,
W's best friend.
He's a founding,
yeah,
member.
it's like, I mean, he really is. He's like, we were blown away. We were sitting here like silent when talking to
Yeah.
him. We were like, this kid's fucking in his 20s. Like, how do I learn from you? Like,
Yeah.
you know, but you carry yourself very much the same way. Like when we were just talking before, and so as far as like people, do you work in treatment?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just kind of mentioned it, but did people kind of buck against you just because of your age? Like,
Yeah. Like when I meet the first time with sponsees, they're like, how old are you? Because like they'll see me and like obviously I look pretty young.
yeah,
And then I'm like, I don't know if I want to like tell you kind of, but like I'm 19, but like I've worked the steps. Like, you know, I'm serious about my sobriety. And they're like, okay.
I'll call you. I'll call.
Yeah.
I'll call you.
We'll meet next week.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then they don't call or text. But yeah, I do admissions. So it's like, they can't really tell that I'm 19 unless like I mention it. Cause it's like someone's son that's like trying to get in and he's like 18 and like not wanting to do it. Like, of course, like I'm going to, you know, speak up a little bit. Cause some people can find like inspiration in it.
Yeah.
People my age.
right.
I mean, older people too, but like, you know, I can connect with like younger people.
Yeah, I got to imagine it's tough for an older person to have a crazy amount of respect for a young person.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you're 19. You don't know anything.
Yeah, you have no idea what, you know, I was doing drugs for 20 something years or
Yeah.
whatever.
I think there might be some hidden resentment in some of those statements.
For
Because
sure.
goddamn,
100%.
would they wish they could have got it at 19?
Yeah. Like I hear that too.
That's why when we wanted Sean and Aaliyah, because like you guys have a unique ability to hopefully change the landscape more so than maybe even we can.
Yeah.
Because if we can reach them in the infancy, right?
Yeah.
And then now it's like it's past, like with fentanyl especially, like there is no more like, well, I'm 6 years in, now I'm homeless, now I'm overdosing. Like, no, it's like day one you could die. Like,
Yeah.
so this isn't, you know, this is now like not just well, we can, like Robert was saying, you know, it's just meth, you know,
Yeah.
like we'll just, you know, no, it's fentanyl and everything now.
Yeah.
So it's like you guys have a unique sense.
I think y'all have a powerful story.
Yeah.
Being able to get sober. Like, I can't imagine being sober at 19, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Or even feeling like I have an addiction at 16 or 17.
Yeah.
Like, that had to be like, I didn't realize I had an addiction until I was like 30 something. Oh, like fucking.
Yeah, you
I
were
might
all the
have
way
a problem
in.
here. And I still didn't want to admit it until I was like 40 something. Right?
Well, that's a more common tale than like you, right? Like you getting in front of it, recognizing it so fast. But, you know, he says it all the time. Like when he got sober, it was like, I'm a toddler now. Like in the
Yeah.
way that I have to, it's like, you know,
Still am.
you lost the 10 years or whatever that you were in active addiction. So from that standpoint, someone like yourself or Sean are quite old in it, right? Like it doesn't matter what your age is,
Yeah.
but you've already come out ahead of that. So, you know, I'd like to challenge all the old timers that give you a hard time or resent.
Yeah.
It's like open your mind and, you know, talk to someone who really knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. So good for you on that, and stick to your guns and keep trying to sponsor, you know, don't let
doing
that
my best.
keep trying.
don't deter, don't let that deter you.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
It definitely doesn't. It's just like, okay,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, you'll come around.
Yeah.
You'll come
You'll be
around.
back.
Yeah.
Wait until I'm 20.
Wait till I'm of age.
No longer 18.
So, talk a little bit about the road into recovery. You said 2 stints in rehab.
Yeah. My first time actually, like, so there was been like already 5 times since like before going into any type of treatment that I try to like not really try to get sober. But my mom like forced me to get sober, like would take my phone, take everything. I was like, okay, well I have a little tablet that you didn't know about. So I was able to like text people still. But like the first time ever going into like any type of like detox was like a mental hospital. I had just turned, no, this was like before I think I even turned 17. My mom, so I came back home and like I did meth, Xanax, and then like fentanyl. I smoked like 4 fentanyl pills, and I don't even remember anything, to be completely honest. My dad was like, get in the fucking truck, like just get in the truck. And I was like, oh shit. It's like, fuck, where are we going? And then he told me that they brought me to a mental hospital, and they're like, she needs to go to the ER first because she's like unconscious. So I was in the ER for 24 hours, and then they brought me in a cop car to Rock Springs, or a mental hospital. And that was pretty much just like detoxing at home. Like they literally gave me gabapentin to help with like a fentanyl detox. And I was there for 7 days, no sleep. And my roommate was fucking kind of scary, to be honest. It it was just like, they were like, so what are you here for? And I was like, fentanyl. And they're like, what's fentanyl? And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, how do you not, like, what do you mean what's fentanyl? Like, you don't know what that is? You're not seeing like news stories, people dying? Like, how do you not know what that is? Like,
A lot of people dying.
yeah, a lot. Like, people I knew, people probably, I'm sure that they knew. Like, people's aunts, fucking uncles, cousins,
Yeah.
everybody.
What's crazy is we see these news things, but we still do it.
Yeah,
Right?
like I saw
Like
that
you're
shit.
explaining to somebody, you haven't seen all the people that are dying,
Yeah,
but yet like this is what we do.
yeah,
right?
like I need it.
Yeah,
Like there's no other
I'm
option.
not going to die, but you've seen other people.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah,
So
It's the
needless to say,
insanity.
that wasn't going to stick. Like,
definitely not. Like my
Yeah.
uncle had passed away from a heroin overdose. Like before I even started using. So it was like, okay, I know that it's possible, but like it's not going to be me until like I
Right.
overdosed. And I'm like, fuck, okay, maybe it could have been me, but like I'm still alive, so I'm okay. You know.
So you have OD'd before?
Yes, I've OD'd probably like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, but it was never like, I mean, I'm not gonna say it was never like bad because I was able to be like Narcan, and it was like
that's
3
pretty,
Narcan. That was dangerous. I
pretty
know.
fucking bad.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
yeah, if you're being Narcan, that's
Yeah,
as bad as it gets.
yeah. They didn't call like 911 or anything, so like it could have been really bad. It could have been really bad if like I mean, I'm not too sure. I just remember like shooting up in like fucking horrible withdrawal. I was so pissed, to be honest. But when I had overdosed on my 18th birthday, that was like the worst overdose I ever had. Like my mom found me, and like my sister found me. It was on my 18th birthday, literally at like 4:28 on May 28th. My birthday was May 28th. I had this like not random girl over. Like we were friends, and like I was sober. Like I had just graduated high school, literally 2 days before, May 26th. I had just graduated high school. I was probably sober for about 4 months, and then like she came over and she was like, "Do you want to try? Like, do you want some?" And I was like, "Bro, you're making it hard to say no." I was working no fucking program. I knew about the program, but it was like, I'm young. Like I still got some time left in me, you know? But like after that one, it was just like, fuck, okay. So I had overdosed. They found 84 perks in my house. Like when the cops came and stuff. And the girl that I was with wouldn't tell the cops like what I was taking. So this was like before they searched. She wouldn't tell them like what I was taking to like save my life. Like I was laying unconscious on the floor. They had dragged me off the bed into the dining room, had to do like the like electric things. And,
Oh no.
yeah.
So you were gone.
Yeah. I was gone. But they were able, I remember before even getting in the EMS, like I just kind of like opened my eyes a little bit, but that's all I remember. And I saw I was in a stretcher going down the stairs. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I didn't know. And I fell back, like I went back out. And then I woke up when I was in like the bed, and they were trying to get the mask on me. They were fucking putting Narcan in my IV, and I shot up and just started vomiting. And they were like trying to shove that thing off, and that's how I got fucking chemical pneumonia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know you know about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's that? What's going on?
You're like swallowing your own throw up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it gets in your lungs and aspirates.
It's kind of like Jimi Hendrix died that way. I
Did
think.
he?
Yeah, I think that was the
Rough way to go.
like in his sleep.
Yeah.
I think Janis Joplin, like all of like most of those rock stars, they
I've had some friends die from suffocating on their own vomit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it is. But you're
Yeah.
awake.
Yeah. And then I went back out. They put me in a coma for a few days. And that was my first time ever in like a rehab once I got discharged.
And that the setting you're describing now, that was I mean, I've seen it, but the picture that you posted on your social media page,
Yeah. The one where I was intubated.
intubated, yeah.
Intubated. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what my mom took of me, and my little sister Emery. So I have a total of like 4 younger siblings. They know about it, which fucking sucks, to be honest. Like my 2 younger siblings know what the smell is. Like when I'm smoking perks, like they go and tell my mom, like, "Mommy, I'm smelling it."
How
Like, I
old are
smell
they?
it. Haley, she's 16. Emery's in 6th grade, and she's bad. Emery's bad as fuck. Yeah, they call her Baby G, which doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have a younger sister, Valerie. I think she's like 10 or something. And then Dominic's like 8.
So they all know about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they know. They're like, they ask me questions about it sometimes. Like Emery's like, are you still sober? And I'm like, yeah. Like, can you not tell? And she's like, I mean, yeah, you're getting a little chunkier. And I was like, so that's you can tell? Like that's how you can tell that I'm getting chunkier.
But that's
Good that they know.
really good. That I mean, I think that's good that they know, and it's good that they're like inquisitive about it.
Yeah.
I mean, and so how do those conversations go back to them? How, like, are you just open book type stuff, or you try and kind of monitor how you talk to them? Or?
I monitor, like, I don't want to get like in too much like disturbing detail, but like I want them to like know about it. So I'm gonna kind of like dumb it down a little bit for them so they can kind of like understand what I'm saying. Valerie and Dominic, their dad is also in recovery, and he's been sober for like a long time. I can't remember. My mom used to go to NA meetings with him when they were together. And it was like in South Austin, so it was like all those scary, like scared straight stories and stuff. I thought it was just like some cool place that people go to like share their story.
Yeah.
When I was like 10 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they know about it. When I had like that surprise 1 year thing, and Valerie was like, I know what a sponsor is.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah. And I was like, this is my sponsor. She was like, really? Like, she was surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. My daughter's 9, and she knows everything.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't hide anything from her. I think that I've heard in a meeting one time, like our past mistakes are our greatest assets.
Yeah.
And her mom at first would get on my ass about explaining shit to her. Like, you need to keep it PG-13 or PG-9 or PG-7, whatever. But my biggest thing was, with everything that I went through, I can keep her from going through it if she has the knowledge. I think sometimes we don't have the education in it. We don't have the knowledge from it. Yeah. So if you can pass it on, because the worst thing that would ever happen for me is if my daughter's 16 and I find out that she's using, and I had the ability to screen her from that, and I didn't. I kept it from her. Yeah. You know, so it sucks that your siblings seen that, but at least you can use what you went through to keep them from going. Yeah. You know, or at least they'll be picking up the phone and calling you first.
Yeah,
saying,
I
hey,
sure hope so.
You know, what do you think about this? And you can say, fuck no.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you why.
Yeah, let me tell you why.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you that good feeling doesn't last that long. And it doesn't get rid of all that shit that you're trying to escape from anyways. Yeah. That shit's still going to be there.
Yeah. So,
but I think that's, I would use that as an asset for you rather than, like my daughter the other day, she made a poster. She's like, Dad, let's make a poster about recovery.
I saw that. That was so cute.
And I was like, okay. I said, what do you want to do? She said, well, there's a lot of parents out there that probably need to know that they can get sober too. Aww. So what do you want to do? She said, well, so I'm going to draw some meth. I said, stop. No, the fuck you're not. I said, your mom will fucking kill me. And she said, I'm going to draw some meth. I was like, stop. No, you're not. And she's like, are you sure? I said, yeah, your mom will come kick my ass. I said, no. So she's like, all right, well, then I'll do drugs and I'll put a line through it and circle it. And then I'll put the little stick figures of us walking. And then she wrote and then she did a cross. And then she had Destiny write it because her handwriting's not the greatest at 9. But she wrote, who needs a superhero when you have a sober dad?
Yeah, that was cute.
And it got like 4,000 likes.
I love that. Right?
Yeah. And so, I know that she knows everything. Like, she knows what shadow people are. She knows what fucking crack does. Yeah. She knows what hair. She knows what all that shit does. And I'm glad that she does, because like, you've been in rooms where people start when they're 9 years old. Yeah. We hear stories when people say the first time I did coke was when I was 10. Yeah. And that's insane. But these days, it's not starting at weed anymore. It's getting really quickly to fentanyl. Yeah. Yeah. Especially, we had a girl that works with us, or that used to work with us. Her kid did weed and it had fentanyl in it, and he OD'd from it.
Yeah. They're starting to sprinkle that shit on everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
I know that it's in like I heard that it's in like weed, but I never like actually like heard that it happened to someone. You know, I heard it like that it's possible.
Yeah.
But that's insane. And I know it's in like everything, like from cocaine to meth. Like fentanyl's a downer. Why is it in uppers?
Yeah.
That's what I'm like.
Yep. It's insane.
I think it's just, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm ignorant to this, but it's cheaper than heroin,
Cheaper.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It depends.
Not really, but it all depends.
It depends on like who you know.
Okay.
I was able to get like those blue pills for like $2 a pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It started at like fucking 20.
Yeah. Yeah, it really all depends. I mean, not to.
I don't want to glorify, but I that was my impression anyway, was that it was a lot cheaper. So then cutting it with the other white powders and stuff would be
I think what happens a lot of times, I don't think people are like, I'm sure it does happen that people are intentionally cutting it with fentanyl. To me, I don't see why they would do that. I think there's just so much of it and everything is getting cross-contaminated. Like,
Yeah.
who the
Or
fuck
they're trying to like make like heroin stronger by using fentanyl, and they're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna keep going to him because his heroin's strong as
Right,
fuck.
right.
See, that was always my question: is why would somebody make it to where it's killing all your customers, right? But then someone that I shouldn't say loved, somebody that enjoyed fentanyl or heroin told me, well, if you can find it where it's the right dosage, you're going to keep going back to that person because that was the strongest I've ever had it.
Yeah, and it's highly
Without
addictive.
dying.
It's addictive.
You know? And which is insane to me. Like, when you find the greatest of the greatest, or you almost died from it, I want to go back and get that again, which is insane to me. Which I never did fentanyl, but I always went to find the best meth. You know.
Yeah.
So
Do you have any recollection of being paddled? I'm just curious
Being
about
paddled?
like with they had to restart your heart
Shocked.
being shocked.
No. I was like paddled.
Well, yeah, I know that's a weird way to phrase that.
I was like, I think my mom used a wooden
Yeah,
spoon.
no, not like beat. I mean like the overdose. Like I'm just curious about that. Like
I don't remember any of it, but my sister Emery tells me all about it, like quite often. She's like, I remember like how everything, like exactly what happened. Like, do you want to hear? And I'm like, I mean, you told me 3 times, but yeah, go ahead. It seems like you need to. Share
say
it.
it again.
bring me back through.
The only thing I remember is shooting up, throwing up, and then like slightly opening my eyes when I was going down the stairs in a stretcher.
Man, like I mean, you hear about people who have those out of body experiences and stuff. So
Yeah, I don't remember anything.
Just-
It was just black.
His
Like,
blackness.
yeah,
Man, that is insane. And also for Emery, like, I mean, I get why she probably wants to talk about that
yeah.
and probably
she
needs
watched it
to.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, she probably needs to. So, again, it's part of the damage that you guys cause as an addict, right? It's like, got to sit in it and be reminded of it sometimes. And
I'm like, okay, shit. She
especially
saw it.
through a little kid.
Yeah.
You know, like it's wild shit.
Yeah.
So, talk about when the recovery stuck. Like, so what changed going into getting sober, like actually getting sober to where you are today? What happened? Or
So my first treatment center, like I kind of knew that I wasn't like gonna stay sober because like it was another time where my mom was like, okay, you're going to rehab. Like literally as soon as I woke up from the coma, she was like, okay, you need to go to rehab. And I was like, okay, fuck. Maybe I should agree with it just so she's like happy with me.
yeah.
So I did like 30 days there, got scholarshiped 2 weeks at PHP. So I was there until like July 17th of last year. And then I got out. I was probably sober until like August. So like I was sober for like a month or two. And then I had relapsed. And then I was like, okay, I know what I need to do because like I got a little bit of experience with like the freedom of being sober and like kind of wanting to be sober and like seeing people like actually happy and like laughing, having fun together. Because I did go to like some events where it was like, okay, this is kind of fun. Like I kind of fuck with this. And then I was like, okay, maybe I need to tell it myself. I was like, no. It was like a back and forth thing. I was like, okay, this time like I'm gonna go to rehab. Like I pushed myself to go to rehab, and I went to a state funded treatment center, so it's completely free. It wasn't ideal, but like I went the next day. And something about it was just like, okay, like people are telling me like I'd rather, see myself die other than like you. I'd rather, like my grandpa one time, he had cancer, or he has cancer. I don't know if he got treatment or not still, but he had told me one time, like, I'm not going to get treatment. Like, I don't want to see you, like, literally kill yourself. And I was like, okay, everything was starting to like come in my head, and I was like, oh my God, like my mind is going crazy. Like, I'm gonna like actually stay sober this time. And I don't know, I honestly don't know. I didn't have like a big spiritual experience, which is fine. Like I know a lot of people that had like big ones, and mine was just kind of like a turning point. It was like I kind of hit that turning point where I was like, okay, I need to stay sober. Like I don't need to do it for other people, but like I need it for me, because like overdose after overdose after overdose, like me fucking up family, me fucking up friendships, me fucking up relationships, like I can't do it anymore. I just can't. And so I don't know what stuck with me at that last treatment center, but I was there for like from November 7th all the way till like the beginning of January. Like I was there for a fat minute, and it honestly, I enjoyed that treatment center. Like it was like very strict. They were very strict on like fraternizing and stuff, which is kind of what I needed, because at, the other one I went to, they were not about fraternizing at all. Like it was very like free for all, like a big summer camp. So what I needed was that structure, and it kind of just like stuck with me. Like my counselor was she was very hard on me. She was like, okay, I told her I have a problem with like opening up, and she was like, okay, well you got 30 days, so you're gonna tell me your whole life story tomorrow. I was like, okay, fuck, okay. And I got a new sponsor this go round too, and she's a fucking total badass. I love her. That's like, I don't know. It's just it's pretty cool. I don't know what changed, but it was just I felt it in like my body.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would classify that as spiritual.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as spiritual as anything else.
Yeah.
Right. Recognizing that in yourself. So I think you need to give yourself more credit for having that spiritual experience, because whether you hear a voice from the sky talking to you, or whether it's just coming from inside you, it's still coming from somewhere. Right. Yeah. Like, so I would classify that. I'll count it. Yeah. I'll count it. It counts. It counts.
I'm gonna check it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, talk about the first 30 days of sobriety when you first got sober.
I was still on Suboxone. That shit was honestly so rough.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. You mentioned it early, and we've had some people that are very anti Suboxone that have come into our world. So, you talk a little bit about that. Like,
it was fun. It was honestly like, it was rough. I started like with like a high dosage of Suboxone in the treatment center I went to, and then I was started on 24 while I was in treatment, and I was like, bro, fuck no. Like I'm still 130 pounds. Yeah. Like no,
that's crazy.
I know, and it was
not a lot. Isn't 8 a lot?
Well, 8's standard.
Yeah, 8's like
8. There's no reason to do any more than 8 milligrams.
Yeah,
maybe twice a day.
Yeah, maybe 16 milligrams a day. I did start tapering myself down. So when I got out of Senate I was like, okay, I'm going to take 16 milligrams, because 24 is like, I'm falling asleep in group, and like, I just, no. Like, why am I always tired? Like, why are my pupils pinpoint? I don't, like, no. So when I got out, I was like still taking 16, and I worked at a pretty shitty job. Like, I was making $13 an hour working.
Selling shoes.
Hell yeah.
I remember when you first came in at IHOP.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The first IHOP.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was rough. And like,
that's a completely different woman right here.
Yeah. Ever since I stopped working at Finish Line at the shoe store.
Nah, we need them. Hey, send us some shoes.
Send us some shoes. We'll shout you out again.
Yeah, it's okay. You could say it.
Yeah. When I stopped working at Finish Line, like something like, honestly, after I hit like 2 months sober, it's like, okay, he told me that like I act kind of like ghetto still, like when I was an addict. Like I was trying to be someone I wasn't, like literally for so long. And I was like, okay, that needs to change. Like, what is stuff that I need to change? Like, now that I'm 2 months sober, like, and I want to be sober, like, okay, I need to change like the way I act, the way I talk, the way I dress. But like, it's not changing it like to be someone I'm not. It's like changing it to like
Be someone that you are.
yeah, to be like myself again. Like before I was like an addict and like bad and stuff, like I was like normal. I
Yeah.
was like normal, like I mean, I wasn't like the happiest, but like I was a fucking teenager and I was young,
Yeah.
But like obviously as a kid, everyone's fucking happy. But yeah, it was definitely rough. Like there was definitely times where I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna get high. Like one conflict, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get high. And I'm like, no, let me not. I'm not gonna do that. Because at this point, like I was already like with Sean, he didn't know like how early or like I was in treatment for a long time, but he didn't know how like when I got out of like treatment. So I was like, okay, I have this great dude. He's kind of teaching me a little bit about like what it's like to be like sober and happy and young all at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so I have him, I have my sponsor, I have like all these people that are like showing me like what sobriety is really about. Like even though I'm still young, like I can still have fun sober. So I just kind of I knew I didn't want to relapse, and it still like happens. Like even after I'm a year sober, to be completely honest, like there's still those thoughts that come,
For sure.
but they're like gone very quick because like I know what to do. I'm like, okay, sponsor, like this is what I'm thinking right now, and I don't think it's a good idea. So I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Well,
the first 30 days out was rough.
That's
You have
thing
the
is-
oldest soul in the planet to
Yeah.
run to
Bro's
too.
70.
Yeah, bro's 70. He's 70 on the inside. So.
Dude, he got out the car with a walking stick. I was like, damn. I was like, hold on, bro. Master Yoshi over here.
Jay Klein, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
You knew her in the beginning, right? Because
Well, yeah. Saw her.
much.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't necessarily. I just saw
So-
her.
the thing that's always amazing to me is when you first, like, when someone first comes in the room and you meet them, and then you see their transformation at 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, like the person that they become and the person that they are. Can you talk about how much growth you've seen in her as a person? Because
Absolutely.
I think that's so important for people to, like, I know, like, when you see people get their 60-day chip or their 6-month chip, there's a fucking huge difference of, man, that person has grown. So can you speak on that, since I didn't know her so much? Moron didn't know her.
Yeah. And I don't know.
Right,
you,
right.
Like, I don't know everything about you, but from what I've seen, right? And like, she had a unique experience because being that young, I mean, I guess we're always still trying to like find who we are, I guess. And I think that's an persistent thing, but especially at like a young age. And you just spoke about it. Like, I'm in high school. I'm basing a lot of my personality off my peers and my environment. So that kind of becomes me. So am I hood? Am I classy? Am I a little bit of everything? Am I country? No, like, and I remember like you sitting at that table and like talking about slinging shoes, and I'm rocking these Jordans, and I love Jordans too. Don't get me wrong. And it was just I saw you just become from just a young girl, and then you become a young woman, and I don't think it's no coincidence that you guys have, not to bring Sean in this because this is about you, but like that couldn't have been the more I don't want to like. It couldn't have been the more perfect couple, right?
Couldn't have been a better fit.
Better fit. Thank you.
fit.
Like, and I think that's such a blessing. Not that you guys, obviously, recovery is not dependent upon necessarily that, but like it adds a really cool layer and uniqueness to it. It's just, I see you. She's still growing, obviously, as we all are, but your trajectory is going up, and it was such an honor to. Get to share a birthday with you the other week. That's awesome. So, even though I'm a little bit ahead, we still kind of, I think it's just always a growth thing, right?
And you can see how much further she's going.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm basically getting at is like the sky is truly the limit for you. And that's so cool that I see you recognizing that you have a voice and a story, and to be useful. I think that's so crucial. She just spoke at a school,
Oh yeah,
a full-on assembly by the Texas Overdose,
Texas against fentanyl.
Texas Against Fentanyl.
And where,
In front of how many people?
So it was like Travis High School.
Okay.
Four grades. Each grade had 1,000 kids.
Wow.
I swear to God, I shit myself.
I was about to say, like, that had to be wild.
Dude, because I'm not used to that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm used to being the person that sits in the back, doesn't share, doesn't talk to nobody after the meeting, just goes.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not used to like fucking sharing my story in front of 4,000 kids, people coming up to me asking questions like, was it like because you were depressed? Like, what was the first time like? I was like, bro, I don't even know how to answer these. Like, I've never been like asked this before. Like, I kind of.
How did that come about?
So the place I work at, I have like a mentor, and then there's another person that told like, it's like a nonprofit organization. So like the main lady, Stephanie, they told her like how good I was doing and stuff. That like I'm like young and in sobriety, and she like texted me and was like, "Hey, I have like, do you want like?" She just was like, "Do you want to like speak at like a school?" And I was like, share your story in front of like Lake Travis Middle School. She said it was middle school, and I was like, "Okay, sure." I was like, okay, like maybe I should say yes. Like maybe this is like something that like God's putting in front of me to do.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. So I met with her for like lunch. She was like, oh yeah, actually it's a high school. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You don't understand how big of a difference that makes.
And for those of you that don't know Lake Travis High School, that is a fucking college campus. Like
Yeah, that place is
it is large, and it's a very overwhelming place just to. I mean, my son plays baseball. Just taking him there to that baseball field.
Yeah.
It's like, where the fuck is the baseball field? Like
Yeah.
you're driving around forever. So it's wild that was like
Yeah, they
your
have-
first speaking engagement, like in front of
Yeah.
people.
I drank like shits. Oh. I drank 6 shots of espresso.
Yeah.
And was like hitting my vape. And then so like when I went up there,
He was wired.
Yeah.
I drank shots of
Shit
Say it,
shots.
no, say it again. Say it
I
again.
drank 6 shots.
We're gonna get it right here, Aaliyah. Go do it again.
6 shots of espresso.
There you go. Yay.
So how crazy was that? Like, you've been sober for a year and how long?
A year and some
year.
change. A year and a couple days.
Like a year and a month ago, you could have never seen yourself doing that.
Hell no.
No fucking way.
Hell no.
Right? And then how was that experience doing it and then having kids come up to you and ask you questions to where like you could tell like your story really fucking meant something to some of them. Right?
Yeah. I had like cousins that were like at that school that came up to me and was like, "Do you remember me?" And I was like, "Oh my God. Yes."
Yeah.
It's like, so, you know, literally a year ago, I could never imagine myself in the position I am today.
Right.
So like when I did that, like I was like, okay, I actually did it. Like I didn't throw up or like vomit on stage or just like stop talking and like, you know, just looked around. It was very powerful, to be honest. But it was great. I didn't expect I could do it, but I did it. So it's like just
Well, you're
Bring
capable
on
of a
the
lot
next one.
more.
Yeah.
You're capable of a lot more. And when we were in there, I asked if you were nervous, and you were like, yeah, kind of, but not really, but sort of. Well, now it makes fucking sense. You were talking in front of like thousands of kids here not that long ago.
yeah.
So this isn't anything. This
So I
is
feel like after that, I'm like, okay, I'm not
Yeah,
even like
you already-
nervous
you already
anymore.
set the bar high.
yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah, I don't know that a crowd will get much bigger than that
Yeah.
ever. You know, like
Oh my God. I hope not.
Yeah.
To be honest.
that's insane. Yeah, that's insane. I'd probably shit my pants too.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Like talking in front of
I thought
that many people.
Dude, when I'm talking in a meeting that has like 80 people, I start getting a little nervy, you know. And I'm like to share. I like to think my shares are the best, but I do get nervous. Like on the Friday night meeting, that's a big meeting. I get nervous sometimes when I talk at that one. But I can see. I know when Sean came on, he talked about having his own podcast. I think that you guys would be fucking great doing one together.
I think you
That's
too.
something that y'all should do. As far as like, especially with y'all's age.
Yeah, that's kind of genius.
Like,
some
I'm
competition.
serious.
Kinda
There's
genius.
there's so much room in this recovery, and there's so much room in this community. Like, you know, this isn't a podcast where we look at other podcasts like we're better than them or this or that. There's so much room because everybody suffers from this. Like, if you don't suffer from it, somebody that you know suffers from addiction, or somebody in your family has went through it, right? And for y'all both to be so young, there's so many kids out there. I don't want to say you're a kid. I want to say there's so many young people out there that can look up to y'all more than they can look up to a 44-year-old that's sober. They can look up to y'all and say, fuck, they did it when they were 19 or 18 or 20.
You two are way more tangible.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It's like that's so much more attainable at your age, I guess, is what I don't know if I'm wording this right, but
Probably not.
so yeah,
Moron.
so much more relatable, I think,
Yeah.
for you guys being at the age that you are and being so close to it, not that long ago. Yeah. Even though it's in the past, it's still sort of
And
present.
I think the key to like reaching the youth, right, is it has to be specially delivered in a different way. Like you can't, it's got to be very, very. I don't want to say tactful, but it's a different delivery. Because y'all ain't no squares. You know what I mean? Like y'all make recovery look good. And I know when I was a teen, one thing I didn't want to get sober because that's not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people I looked at, not to downplay them, but like, bro, that don't look fun. Y'all don't look good. Like, like
Right. Well, you said it earlier. Like you found out that you can have fun being sober.
I was like a partier.
Yeah. And that's something I think most people that still drink to go out, like even if they're not addicts, like some people can't really have conversations unless they drink a few or something.
Right.
And I think that for people to hear that an ex-addict can have fun being sober. Like I went on a party cruise and me and Destiny were the only two sober. We probably had the most fun of anybody. And when we went to New Orleans, we stayed sober and we had the most fun out of anybody.
Tough place to do it.
Tough place to do it, right?
Or no less.
And
Rough.
And I can be around it. It doesn't bother me. I can't be around meth, but I can be around alcohol.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. And but yeah, for being at a such young age and for other people to hear like I can have fun at 19 being sober, it's something that I'm sure most kids are like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't make sense to you a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Right?
At all.
No.
We get to play board games now. Like,
Oh, yeah,
bro,
checkers.
what is it?
Checkers.
Oh yeah, what's the one we played at the house at one time with we passed it around?
Fucking,
Catchphrase, boy. If you would have told me we were gonna play catchphrase, I would have called you a lame-o. Like I'm not. I don't play board
that
games.
was so fun though.
I ain't playing Oregon Trail or like that shit's fun, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like that shit's fun.
That got
Someone asked me
intense.
yesterday at work, did you ever go, or I asked, I told somebody I never went to concerts when I was getting high. Like I stayed in my bathroom. I stayed at home. And they were like, really? Why didn't it make you go out? And I asked my sponsor, I said, John, did you ever go to concerts when you were high? He's like, fuck no. I stayed in the bathroom and picked scabs off my face.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what he
Real shit.
Yeah.
But now you can play board games and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Board game.
And I think it's awesome that you guys are such close in age.
Yeah.
That y'all can grow together. Not that your higher power or anything is each other. But I mean, I know that it helps to be able to bounce ideas off of each other too.
Oh yeah.
Like, and who better to be able to bounce than someone that's 70, but
Yeah.
really 19 or 20.
Yeah. Yeah, the old man river over there. Like, he just got,
Old man.
yeah.
He's got a 5-year plan.
But I
Must be a 10-year plan. You got it. You got it.
yeah, Big Daddy.
Oh, Big Daddy.
I think you guys should absolutely do a podcast. Like,
Yeah.
I think like even just how relatable you would be to a lot younger demographic. I mean, just for example, right? Like I have a 16-year-old son. You opened a taco, you took a bite, you were like, this shit is gas. I was like, I hear that like 4 times a day from my kid. You know what I mean? Like, and every time I want to slap him upside his head, I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, the fuck does that FR, no cap, all cap? I'm like, shut your fucking face. You like, yeah,
Cap, no cap.
All cap.
all cap, no cap. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? Are you even using? Are you a cartoon character, or what the fuck is happening? Yeah, so I think I think it's a good idea. You guys should really consider doing it, and we will help you in any way that we can with that. I told you that the last time you were here, so you guys need anything from us, we're going to be available to you. Your family now, so those doors are always open to you. And if you need us, we'll come calling. So, in ending, how do people find you?
I don't have any social media or a phone number. I have a Gmail.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
just give your address and your social security number right now.
I don't even think I know my social security off.
I was kidding. I didn't really mean that. You looked at him like, what the fuck is you? No, I don't mean that. No. Okay, so no socials.
I do have socials.
Okay.
So I have Instagram. It's just like first name
Okay.
DR.
Okay.
Aaliyah DR.
How do you spell your first name?
Dr. Aaliyah?
Dr. Aaliyah.
Aaliyah Doctor.
AALIYAH.
All right. Well,
Real quick, before we sign off, look in the camera and for the young girl that's out there, the young woman, 18, 17, 16. But what's the message? Like, drop a message to him. That one right there.
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, is this supposed to be longer than that?
Whatever you want.
No.
Whatever's in your heart.
yeah,
That's all. That's enough said. It's possible.
I
And
really
we got
think
evidence.
I
You
really
never thought it was possible.
yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
So we're not signing off just yet because I put you on the spot a little bit earlier, and now I am going to put Fairchild. Get your ass over here, man. We're gonna ask you some questions. Yeah.
You want to be next to Sean, or you want me to?
Someone get next to Daddy.
Oh God, my leg.
Stretch.
Oh, talking about Old Man River, you just pulled a hammy.
Yeah.
I know I dressed up for a reason.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, man. Look, you put on your best fucking smelly T-shirt today. That's right.
It's a Mustang too.
Yeah, dude. All right. So, favorite color of Aaliyah?
Red.
Cap.
It's red. I
No,
know
it's
it's
not.
red.
No cap.
No cap.
What is
No, for real,
what
for
does
real.
cap mean? Is that
Yeah, for real. It's red.
Okay.
For real.
That's 1 for 1. Just
Cap
Okay.
means yes
Yeah,
or no?
you're.
I don't remember. Wait, no cap is wait.
no cap is
Means you're for real. Like, you're not lying.
Oh yeah, no cap is like you're not lying, and then cap is like you're
Bullshit.
lying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm 70. I don't use them
Yeah.
Oh yes, you do.
sometimes.
I'm just kidding.
Recovered gentleman.
All right. So you're already like way ahead of her in this. I think
1
my
for
boy
1.
Sean is like he's
very
he's
I
pretty
was,
in tune
I was,
to you.
I was taking notes. when we were
Yeah,
back
yeah.
there.
You're like they're fucking doing this with me later. He's like, he started going to your social media, but it's fucking red. It's red. It's red. I got it. What's your favorite movie?
He's not gonna know.
We don't really have favorite movies.
Who's
do
we?
you?
That's me.
What's the genre?
Oh no, nope.
No.
No,
You
nope.
get fucking hints.
No, yeah, come on. Yeah, you're trying to draw it out.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's like there, but it's not.
All right. Would you like me to give you some advice
Uh-huh.
with women specifically? And just this question only. About nothing else, by the way. I'm fucking not the guy to be getting advice from as far as relationships go. Always throw out Dirty Dancing.
See,
I've never watched that.
Yeah, see, Dirty Dancing Notebook.
Dear John. So Mean Girls. Mean Girls. Mean Girls is my favorite movie.
Yeah,
is it?
but
Mean Girls.
if you throw out Notebook or
pretty
Dirty
good.
Dancing, at least it's a decent guess.
Mean Girls.
I've
is
never
always
even.
strong.
I've watched The Notebook, and we watched it together. That was the first time I ever watched it.
Yeah, you didn't pay attention.
I did pay attention.
It's not a terrible
I
movie.
still don't understand the ending.
They
They die together.
But was that really him, or was that like?
What do you mean? Was it really
I don't know.
him?
Look, I was on.
Yeah, he was
meth,
reading to
first
her
of
the
all.
whole time.
Watch
I
it
was high as
sober,
fuck,
dude.
okay?
Like Jesus, yeah. These old people.
Mean
lived
Girls
in-
is always a solid choice for a chick. Mean Girls is.
Have you even seen Mean Girls?
Many times, yes.
Okay, so Mean Girls.
No,
All right.
it's not Mean Girls though.
I don't know. What is it?
Think Tom Hanks.
The Terminal.
That's a good one, but no.
Castaway.
Old Man Otto or whatever it is?
No, that's a good one too, though.
Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Your favorite movie is Forrest?
Yes.
That's
I've told you this
makes
before.
so much sense.
And that's actually
movie.
like a good
They
choice.
also watching a lot of treatment.
My
centers,
daughter's.
too.
I watched
Yeah,
it in treatment
yeah,
like
I watched
many
the
times.
treatment too.
My
Yeah.
daughter's mom, when we were together, if Forrest Gump came on, we were fucking stuck.
Yeah.
We were watching it.
If
Forrest
it's on
Gump is
cable, you're
dope.
stopping.
This is on again? Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it's terrible.
It's a great movie. I fucking love it.
I can't
my
watch a
butt
3-hour
top.
movie. over and
Really, really good. But yeah.
All right, so
It's
one
so
for
quotable.
2. 1 for 2.
All right. Favorite song?
It's a country song.
No.
Dude, you see, he threw that out. You just gave him a hint. He did that on purpose. He was like, it's an EDM song. Like, nope. He's like, okay, I can eliminate that one. Bum, 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 bum,
Is it
bum.
Lucky? Yeah.
No.
What's that?
That's not a song.
Prada tune?
No.
I don't know what
Lucky
song.
song.
I'm fucking so old.
Our music is kind of different. We both listen to a lot of rap, but hers is a very different. She's like SoundCloud rap.
Okay.
And I'm very against SoundCloud rap.
You're more Playboy Cardi and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Umafuni.
Opium.
I would have no idea.
Okay.
1 for 3. They
That's
We tied.
embarrassing.
Same.
No.
Tied.
Wait, did we?
Yeah.
No, your favorite color is not blue.
It is definitely blue. My favorite color to wear is tan.
Oh.
So this
If you
is what we're
couldn't
gonna
tell.
do, guys. On the car ride home, you're gonna play a little game called 21 Questions.
Yeah. So when we have you guys on the next time, you're going to know everything there is to know about each other.
Sean, let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Jay Klein. How much growth have you seen from this woman?
Yeah, you asked that question, and I was like, God, I wish I could answer that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's the one.
Yeah, I mean, I like that she mentioned the when she first got sober, and I told her that she was still kind of acting ghetto.
Yeah.
I remember I was so embarrassed to say that, but like I had to, and I could tell she was so pissed off at me when I said it, but she didn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
And I remember that being like one of the things that told me like, okay, yeah, she's serious about it, because she like immediately started changing it. But I mean, like that's an example of things, but she's just turned. She's like a completely different person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the person that I met versus the person I'm with now. I mean, it's night and day. Yeah, I've watched her grow. I've had the privilege of watching her grow in so many different areas of her life. As far as like how she speaks, how she communicates, what she's going through, like her emotions and her feelings, the way that she handles like conflict, the way that she sets boundaries with people, the way that she talks about God, talks about the program, the way that she cares for other women in the program, young people in the program, the way she holds her head high when she walks into a meeting, and like it's all completely different. When I first met her, she was quiet, reserved, and clearly kind of scared to be around a lot of people, especially a lot of sober people. And I think that she felt like she didn't really fit in, like she didn't have enough solution.
Right.
And as time has gone on, I've seen her become the kind of person that people want to go to. And it's been a beautiful thing to watch. I'm extremely proud of her. Yeah, her going to speak in front of all those kids was
They're not real.
nuts. Absolutely insane, because she was terrified of speaking in front of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's grown a whole lot.
Awesome.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's fucking great. You guys get
Podcast.
a podcast together, man. I'm telling
I'm
you.
down.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm just kidding.
I knew she'd
Well,
say
that's
that.
another talk on the way home.
Yeah.
Figure that one out.
Yeah. Easy enough. Well, thanks for coming, brother.
Yeah,
thanks
thanks,
for
guys.
good seeing you again. And thank you, young sister. You know, another family member in the Two Addicts and a Moron wall.
Hell yeah.
You signed right by Sean.
Oh yeah. Had to.
Aw.
I think my handwriting is
Bro.
better.
And look, also,
Who cares?
I'm not gonna say anything, but I knew his favorite color was blue because look at his signature.
Oof.
Oof. Oh,
Silence over here.
I got him. All right. Well, Aaliyah, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you so much
by.
for coming by.
Yeah.
And,
Thank you for having me.
And this was a good one. It's gonna. Thank you for sharing and just being you. So, just like that.
Just like that. Shout out John Jones. Big win last night.
Oh, Jesus.
What? Bro, I really want you on this podcast so bad. I would
Send him
love
a
to
DM.
hear. I will.
He said he was going to do this. I was like, don't ask John Jones. He doesn't know.
He's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time.
He doesn't know who we are.
That's okay. He will.
Okay.
Just like everybody else will know Elon Musk, fucking Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan. They will all know who we are when it's all said and done. But more importantly, addicts around the world will know. And they'll know who to reach out to.
Yeah, for sure.
But we would love for you to come on this podcast. So I'm going to DM you, and then you're going to reach out, and I'm going to be able to say, I told you, fucker.
Well, you've done it every step of the way so far doing this thing, man. I can't believe that we are where we are.
Yep.
So I'll give you that credit. Well, just like that, 2 Addicts and a Moron, episode 30, whatever. At 38 is in the books. We're out of here.